Want to know a crazy secret?
I'm gonna tell you the secret so that you can buy a Lamborghini too. No, I'm actually kidding.
I'm not going to tell you.
So you might remember in 2015, Tai released his Here in My Garage video, and it went absolutely viral. But what you might not realize is that it was manufactured to go viral, and it was hugely successful at it. It now has almost 70 million views on YouTube, and it generated over 150,000 customers for his program, The 67 Steps. So why did this video work? Why was it so effective as a promotional tool, as a marketing tool, and how did it explode his brand seemingly overnight? That's exactly what we're going to be getting into. Now, when this video first came out and, it just blew up with popularity, I actually did an analysis of it for my own use, my own business, because I really wanted to understand the principles behind why it was so successful. And that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you right now. This is never before seen. I've never shared this publicly with anyone, but it is seriously good info. Now, before we get into it, I just want to say, I love Tai. Tai's a great guy. Of course, it's super funny to make parodies of his videos and take the piss out of them and stuff like that. But he is actually a really cool dude, and he's super smart as well. He's a master at story-based marketing and storytelling. And what you'll notice is that all of his sales videos are actually stories, and they never really reveal actionable information, right? They're designed to make the viewer feel like they've learned something, feel like they've had some really interesting educational experience, but actually they never give away any actionable info. They never give you like a specific strategy or an action step that you can go and do right now that's going to actually work for you. It's never like, here, take this exact strategy and go and do it and watch the results happen. All right, and this is what I call the princess always being in the other castle, or another castle. Now, if you've ever played Mario, you might know what I mean by this. In the game Mario, you're always chasing a princess, trying to save this Princess Peach, and she's always in the next castle, right, the next level. So Tai's marketing videos are kind of like that, right? He promises all this stuff, and he gives you this journey, this experience through his storytelling, but you never quite reach the princess, right? The princess is always in another castle, so you have to go and click the link and watch the next video, sign up for a webinar, sign up for a course, whatever. And it leads the customer through his sales funnel and through his whole process in a very natural way. And it just draws them through his sales funnel, and it's hugely powerful. Now, another thing that Tai does is he's the kind of guy that measures and evaluates and analyzes every little detail. People think that that video where he was here in my garage was just sort of some spontaneous thing he did. It absolutely wasn't. I remember before that went viral and blew up, I followed him, and he actually split tested a whole bunch of different versions of pretty much that same video. He had one where he used a Ferrari instead of his Lamborghini. He had all kinds of different stuff, and he had different sentences, different phrasing, and he split tested it, and he used the version that worked the best. So it was very planned, very scripted. Nothing in that video is left up to chance. It didn't just become viral and hugely successful by accident. It was planned strategically and tactically to be as effective as possible. So what I'm going to do now is actually go through his video with you, and I'm going to dissect and explain what he's doing at each step of the way through so that you can see how this came together and why it worked so well.
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here. It's fun to drive up here in the Hollywood Hills. But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge.
So what he does there is called a humble brag. Basically what he's doing is he's creating proof, right? He's showing his Lamborghini off. It's effectively bragging. But Tai is smart enough to know that if you just straight come out and you're like, I'm awesome, I got this Lamborghini, I'm so rich, I'm so cool, the masses don't react well to that kind of thing, right? It triggers their kind of sensibilities and their sort of fear and sense of scarcity and jealousy and envy and emotions like that, and you don't want to do that, especially as a marketer, especially if you're going to try and sell them something, because they will hate you for it. Okay, this is why when people see something like a guy driving past in a nice Lamborghini, they're like, oh, look at the rich douchebag, right? That's why they have that reaction. It's coming from their own kind of insecurities. Now, to get around this, Tai is using a humble brag here, right? So he's like, hey, look, I totally am loaded. I've got the, the cool watch. I've got the Lamborghini, all this stuff, but I don't care about it, right? What I really care about is knowledge.
In fact, I'm a lot more proud of these 7 new bookshelves that I had to get installed to hold 2,000 new books that I bought. It's like the billionaire Warren Buffett says, the more you learn, the more you earn.
Again, he's establishing sort of a degree of proof here. Who goes out and buys 2,000 books at a time? That's crazy, right? Only someone who is different, weird, successful would do that. And secondly, he's already planting the seed. He says, as the billionaire Warren Buffett says, the more you learn, the more you earn. The idea that people watching the video need to learn more, right? They need to educate themselves. And of course, the solution to doing that later on is through his program.
It wasn't that long ago that I was in a little town across the country, sleeping on a couch in a mobile home with only $47 in my bank account.
So now he's basically sliding the conversation of the video into his character story, right? His success story. And as all marketers know, the story is the best sales pitch. It's your best piece of marketing that you have. And he's immediately creating this narrative of, rags to riches. He was living in a small town like many of the people who are going to end up watching the video. He had $47 in his account. It's such a specific amount, exactly $47. Must be true, right? It's such a weird number. It must be true. Okay, so it's really, really clever.
I didn't have a college degree. I had no opportunities. But you know what? Something happened that changed my life. I bumped into a mentor and another mentor.
So then, he's again establishing, right, it doesn't matter if you don't have a college degree. It doesn't matter if you don't have any opportunities. What I did was I found a mentor. And he talks about how those mentors were often through books and obviously in person as well. But he's seeding the idea here that it doesn't matter if the viewer doesn't have a degree, it doesn't matter if the viewer doesn't have any opportunities, if they're living in a small town, if they're broke, dreams are still possible. He actually uses that exact phrase. And again, he's showing all the proof in the background, the Lamborghini, the house in Hollywood, all this kind of stuff, to basically build up this whole idea in the audience's mind.
A few more mentors. I found 5 mentors, and they showed me what they did to become multimillionaires. Again, it's not just about money, it's about the good life, health, wealth, love, and happiness.
He's establishing himself as a mentor, and he's telling the viewer that if they want all of these things in their life, if they want, loads of money, if they want to be a millionaire, if they want to be healthy, attractive, ripped, athletic, if they want to have love in their life, good relationships, good marriage, etc., and they want to be happy, then they should find a mentor, which, of course, he's positioning himself as. So it's like, let me be your mentor, and I'm going to bring you all these amazing, wonderful things in your life.
And so I recorded a little video. It's actually on my website. You can click here on this video, and it'll take you to my website where I share 3 things that they taught me. 3 things that you can implement today, no matter where you are.
Now, this is the princess being in another castle. He's like, I'm not going to tell you in this video, right? Go watch my next video where I'm going to give you the 3 things that are going to help you to do this. And of course, that video leads you on to, a sales pitch. But one thing that's really clever is he gives a checklist, right? The masses, they want a checklist. They want simple, clear steps. And I can say that to you because obviously, right, you're not one of the masses. You're part of the badass 1%. And that's why you're watching this video. And even if you're not successful yet, you probably will be, right? Because you're going out of your way to actually find this stuff out and learn about it. But what he's doing is he understands the psychology of, the 99%. And he knows that they want simple, clear, you know, they want a checklist, a set of simple steps to follow, like the 5 magic steps to be a millionaire overnight, or, you know, the 11 secrets that all millionaires know, which is actually one of Ty's other videos, the 11 secrets all millionaires know.
Now, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. You know, like they say, if things sound too good to be true, they are too good to be true.
This is just following standard sales video practice. He's eliminating risk and overcoming objections. So people are like, oh, this sounds like a scam, right? And he's like, yeah, I know this sounds too good to be true, but, right, and he's overcoming that objection straight away before they've even thought of it.
I'm not promising you that tomorrow you're gonna be able to go out and buy a Lamborghini.
Now, I really want you to notice that, like the inflection on the word tomorrow. He's like, listen, I'm not promising you that tomorrow you're going to be able to go out and buy a Lamborghini, but it's implied that, but you're totally going to be able to go out and buy a Lamborghini later, you know? It's really, really clever.
So I record a little 2-minute video on my website. Like I said, now it's not the most professional. I just shot it here with my iPhone, but it's real. Nobody can argue. This is my true story.
So again, he's overcoming objections here. He's like, it's only 2 minutes long, because people will be thinking, oh, is this going to take a long time? Do I really want to sit down and watch this? And he's saying, you know, it's real. This is my true story. And again, he's already established himself as being a relatable character, being a relatable person, you know, coming from a small town, having no degree, all this kind of stuff. It's possible even if you're broke. So he's basically said, you know, no matter where you are, how bad things are in your life, I'm like you and this worked for me. And naturally people in their mind are going to extrapolate from that. That means it will work for me too.
And you'll see there, absolutely free. So just click this video and you'll be taken there in a second. And I'm excited to share this amazing stuff. You'll see, not because of anything of me, but because I've been fortunate enough to learn from mentors many years ahead of me. Not just in books like these, although I love books, but also real in-person mentors.
So it's very clever again. People don't like being told what to do, right? Nobody likes someone coming along and being like, hey, you need to change your life, like you're fucking up, right? People don't like that. They get defensive, they get hostile, and they get angry, especially if they're in lower consciousness and they're someone who's coming from that lower consciousness position, seeing someone who is, they perceive as above them, even though they're not, we're all just people, right? They hate it. If you come along and you're like, you need to do this, you need to do that, they'll absolutely get angry at you and not do it. But what Tai does here, he's always kind of using an appeal to authority almost. So he's like, Warren Buffett says this, you know, the founder of the Hilton hotel chain says this. And it's like all these recognizable people, all these people with authority, and it's like, oh, well, if they're saying it, it must be true, right? It's not Tai saying it. It's not Tai coming along and being like, I think you should do this. Because if he did that, no one would listen to him. What he does is he says, you know, Conrad Hilton or Warren Buffett or Bill Gates says you should do this, and people are like, oh, well, if they say it and, you know, you say it, I should probably do it then, right? It lets them kind of come to the conclusion. And Tai's constantly doing this throughout all his videos, all over his channel. He adds the opinions of people like, you know, neuroscientists, philosophers, famous sort of physicists, celebrities, all this kind of stuff, world leaders, and it's this constant kind of appeal to authority. It's very clever because to challenge him or to disagree with him, it's not like you're disagreeing with Tai, right? Because it's a quote from someone else. It's like you'd have to disagree with Albert Einstein to be disagreeing with him because he's like, Albert Einstein says this, right? So it's very, very clever because it makes it very palatable for whoever's watching. So hopefully this video has been super interesting and beneficial to you. I thought that when I did this analysis a couple of years back, the information I learned from just analyzing these videos was really, really useful, and I found it really helpful in my own business. So hopefully it benefits you as much as it has me. If you thought this video was interesting or you hated it, leave me an angry comment down below or ask me a question, right? If you want to hit me up on Instagram, ask me a question. I will try and answer it in one of my future videos. I get a lot of messages on there, but I do actually check it pretty regularly. So go ahead and gently caress that like button, give that subscribe button a stroke while you're at it, and I'll see you soon.
I went on a mission with a bad bitch. 3 AM I'm getting backwards like I'm average. All this money turned me to a savage.